Welcome, everyone. This is Anish, and I'm a product marketer for Zoho Bookings. Today, we're going to look at how businesses and freelancers can use Zoho Bookings to overcome their scheduling problems and provide a hassle-free experience to customers. In this demonstration, we'll do a walkthrough of Zoho Bookings features. The features are best illustrated if it's explained in the context of a business that's using Zoho Bookings. For that, I've set up Zoho Bookings for an imaginary business, a marketing agency called Vanika Branding. Vanika Branding is using Zoho Bookings to get appointments booked for the marketing consultancy services that they offer at two of their locations, in Australia and India. Vanika Branding offers 3 types of services in each location. One is content auditing, another is content strategy, and the third one is a content marketing class. The content marketing class is offered as an in-person class in India and as an online class from Australia. Vanika Branding has 2 employees, one working from India and another from Australia. Anish is in India and Narmada is in Australia. So let's log into their Zoho Bookings account and see how they're using Zoho Bookings to organize their schedules. Once we log into the account, the first thing that we see is their appointment calendar. We can see that there are 3 types of views for the calendar. One is day view, then there's week view, and finally month view. Right now we're in the day view, and we can see that there are 2 staff listed, Narmada and Anish. We can see that neither Narmada nor Anish have any appointments for the day. I'll now switch to the month view, which will give us an overview of all the appointments that are happening in the current month. Looks like we don't have many appointments for this month. On the 14th, we had 2 though. Let's take a look at those appointment details. There were content audit appointments for both Anish and Narmada from 3:30 to 4:10 p.m. Now let's see if there are any upcoming appointments. On the 29th, we have 2 appointments booked. When we check the details, the appointments are for content audits, one for Narmada and one for Anish. Next, I'll just show the week view. Here we have the 2 staff listed, and if we click over here, we can see how the day looks on an hourly basis. This is how the appointment schedule looks for Narmada from the 18th to the 24th. Let's check how it is for Anish. Now, let's come back to the day view. Next, let's learn more about Workspaces. A workspace is a feature for grouping a bunch of people working from a common location or with a common goal. Each workspace can have settings and policies that match their goal or location. I mentioned that the agency operates from 2 locations, Australia and India. Therefore, it has 2 workspaces, Vanika Branding Australia and Vanika Branding India. This All Workspaces view lists all the services from all staff and workspaces. We can select the workspace Vanika Branding Australia to see some appointments belonging to that location. Having said all that, let's stick to all workspaces. Now, let's move on to the next feature on this page, reorder calendars. Right now, we have only 2 staff members, and there's sufficient space to see their calendars. Assume, though, that we've got 20 more staff members, which would cause this space to be a little crowded. The owner of the business may want to see the calendars in a certain order, say alphabetical order or based on staff popularity. Reorder calendars allows us to change the default order of the calendars. So how about we try this feature? We can see here that Narmada's calendar is on the left and Anish's calendar is on the right. But let's switch the order around. Anish is now on the left and Narmada's calendar is on the right. We can also use this icon here to hide or show certain staff, thereby giving a more concise look at the agency's calendar. Next, let's hit the settings icon here, which opens calendar interval time. Choosing a higher value for the calendar interval time will help you display more appointments on your calendar, while a lower value will help you display more information about individual appointments. We can see that it's set to 30 minutes, which splits the 1 hour time interval, for example from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., into two 30-minute slots. And if we want to change it to 5 minutes, the 1 hour intervals are split into slots of 5 minutes. Now, we'll go to the day view and open the appointments on the 29th. We can see a good amount of detail about the content audit service, since we've chosen the calendar interval time as 5 minutes. Next, we'll change from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. We can see that the information displayed about the content audit service has been reduced, but we can see more appointments on a single page. Now let's talk about the list view. By clicking Today, we'll see that there are no appointments. When we try the month view, we see that there are a total of 4 appointments. The beauty of list view is that we have numerous filtering and sorting options. We can experiment with filters based on statuses like upcoming and no-show. Similarly, we can apply filters for consultations to see appointments that got booked for each consultation. Search is another option that we have in list view. If we try searching for Anish, we'll see all the appointments which have the term Anish as either a customer or staff member in them. Next, we'll see how to add a new appointment. Just click on this button and a new window opens. Select the workspace, service, staff, and time and date for the appointment, and then proceed. And that completes the list view. Now I'll return to the calendar view and show you how to add an appointment from there. If I want to add an appointment for the 22nd, I'll click on that particular date, and a new window opens where I can submit the details for the appointment. One of the other things that we see on this screen is the booking page, which allows the agency's customers to book an appointment for themselves. We'll take a look at the bookings page later, though. Next, we'll discuss reports. This section has options to view and create reports. We'll start by checking one of the reports that was created for this account, and the report shows that 2 bookings were made. Next, we'll see how to create a new report. Clicking on this plus button here will open up a new window. When we move over to the right side of this screen, we see that there are 2 types of reports we can create, one based on bookings and another based on revenue. Now let's create a new report based on bookings. The report generated will show us the number of bookings that Vinica Branding has between their entire staff. Select the Reports Based on Bookings option and then select the staff member. Next, I'll choose Date Range as the month and then select both workspaces, the Australian branch and the Indian branch, and then click Apply. We've now created the report, and it shows that Anish and Narmada have 2 appointments each this month, one on the 14th and another on the 29th. We'll name this report Appointments by Staff and click Save. We can share this report with other people in the agency using the options Share with all admins and Share with all managers. There are also duplicate and delete options in reports. There are numerous reports that can be created depending on your requirements. Having finished with the Reports section, we'll now move on to the Customers tab. We can see a list of customers here, most of them being variations of my name. We can search customers by name, number, or whatever data we may have about them. Also, we can sort by the name, the number of visits, the revenue, or the type of customers. To add a new customer, click on the plus button here. A new pane will open up where we can enter the name, phone number, and other details. The next tab we're going to see is My Profile, where I've logged in as a super admin. Under My Profile, I can add my photograph. Also, under General Information, I can add a name, email address, contact number, and designation. We can see that Anish follows our normal working hours, 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. In case we want to customize these working hours, we can click on Customize, and a new pane will open. Let's make the following changes to the working hours. We'll start at 7:30 a.m. on Monday. We'll make Sunday a working day. And we'll make the working hours on Monday 7:30 a.m. to 2:45 p.m. If the same working hours should be applied to every day, just click on Apply to All. There are also situations where there are multiple shifts in a day, which means that we have to set separate time slots for each of these shifts. If we want to do that, you can just use this plus button here. Next, we'll see how we can configure morning, afternoon, and evening shifts. So the morning shift will be from 7:45 to 8:45 a.m., and the afternoon shift from 3 to 5:15 p.m. Oh, and it looks like we've got an error message. It looks like I'm occupied during that time, so I'm going to change it. I'll put 7:15 to 8:30 p.m. as my evening shift. And now it should be fine. Next, let's try special working hours. This is useful when staff takes a day off but needs to be compensated for it. We'll have time off for Anish from September 6th to 13th when there's some training. Next, we'll see the consultations assigned to this staff. Anish is working from India, and all 3 consultations that are part of Vanika Branding India, Content Audit, Content Strategy, and Content Marketing class are assigned to him. The cost of a content strategy session with Anish is $500. If the owner of the agency feels that this session with Anish can be priced at a premium, that's also possible. It can be changed to $700, for example. Staff booking URLs are pages that list services offered by specific staff. Customers can book these services with their favorite staff from these pages. The URLs can also be edited to reflect something unique about the staff or their speciality. Using Embed as Widget, Vanika Branding can embed these staff booking pages on the agency's website. Next, we'll look at Manage Calendars, where all the staff calendars can be synchronized with the agency's appointment calendar. This will ensure that there are no overlaps of personal and business appointments for any of the staff. Clicking the Go To button will take you to the respective staff's booking page. So now let's go to the booking page, where all the services from the agency are listed. Depending on whether we've chosen to display the staff or not, the customer can pick a staff member along with the services they want. In Zoho Bookings, we offer separate booking pages and booking URLs for each workspace and each consultation. Vanika Branding has 2 locations. Let me show you the booking pages for the 2 workspaces we have. This is the booking page for the Australian branch, and this is the one for the Indian branch. I've gone ahead and added some templates and themes on these pages to make them look nice. Next, we'll see the pages for each consultation. Notice that the Content Audit consultation page looks different from the Workspace page. There are options to customize these consultation URLs and also to embed them. We'll learn about that later though. Next, we'll go to another major section, Manage Business. Under Manage Business, we have ways to add new workspaces and consultations and integrate payment gateways and calendars. Before that, though, let me show you the Quick Add button here to add new appointments, breaks, blocks, special working hours, workspaces, and staff. Now we're in Manage Business. Let's go to the General tab and then to the Basic Information tab. Here, we can update the details of the agency. The next tab we have under General is Working Hours. In our example, Vanika Branding follows regular working hours from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. As we discussed earlier, there are also options to add special working hours and holidays that may come up. Now we have the Booking Page URL, the page where all the services from the main workspace will be listed. We also have In-Product Notifications, where we can set up a series of notifications inside the Zoho Bookings account when an appointment is scheduled, when an appointment is canceled, or when an appointment is rescheduled. In the same way, we can set up notifications when new staff is added, when a payment succeeds, or when a payment fails. The next tab is Custom Labels. This feature helps businesses follow industry-specific naming conventions for staff and services in their Zoho Bookings account. For example, A marketing agency might call their service a consultation and their staff consultants, whereas a massage center might call their service a massage and their staff masseuses. You can see that I've changed the label service to consultation for this demo. In the same way, a resource can be a conference room or a laptop. And now we've completed the General tab under the Basic Setup. Next, we'll look at Workspaces and their setup. Let's assume that Vanika Branding is starting a new branch in the United States, and therefore they need a new workspace in their Zoho Bookings account. A new workspace can be opened by clicking on the plus button here. So the new workspace is open, and now we can add the basic information about it. We can add the consultations that we offer in the United States, and we can set up notifications for staff and customers. For example, an email can be set up to go out when an appointment is booked. The email can also be customized if that option is chosen. Similarly, we can set up SMSs for staff and customers. They can be sent as alerts when an appointment is booked or rescheduled. Canceled. We can also set up reminders that go out before each appointment at an amount of time set by you. It could be 1 day, 30 minutes, or 2 hours before the appointment, whatever amount of time you need. The next thing we come across under Workspace Settings is Custom Functions. Custom functions are those out-of-the-box capabilities that we can develop for our Zoho Bookings account using Deluge. For example, a custom function can initiate an action in one of the other Zoho products, like Zoho CRM, in response to an action in Zoho Bookings. A custom function gets triggered by a set of actions. Here are the configuration buttons to open up the Deluge Builder to write the custom function. And next is Policies and Preferences. The first preference that we can set up is whether we want to give customers an option to select specific staff. Scheduling Interval is how we can set up the display of appointment slots on the booking page. In Scheduling Window, we can set the earliest date and time bookings will be open, and the latest date and time before which customers have to book an appointment. That way, we can give sufficient time for customers to book appointments and also avoid last-minute bookings which will leave the agency unprepared. For example, I put 1 day before the appointment date as the last-minute booking time and 100 days before the appointment date as the pre-booking time. Another option we have under Workspace Settings is enabling or disabling terms and conditions for each appointment. Using the message box, we can write custom terms and conditions. The message box also has formatting options like adding a link. In the next tab, Cancellations and Reschedules, we can set a minimum interval for the customer to cancel or reschedule an appointment they made. I'll add 2 days as the cancellation period to demonstrate this. Now, there won't be a cancel option or a reschedule option if it's within the last 2 days of the appointment date. And with that, we've seen the policies and preferences that we can set up under our Workspace settings. Now, let's check the booking page URL for this workspace. I wanted to customize the URL, but I see that it's already in the format that I wanted, so I'll just leave it as it is. The booking page can be embedded as an iframe in the agency's website by copying this code and placing it in their website. Next, we'll discuss the registration form. The registration form is a part of appointment booking, and default fields like these are part of the form. We can also change their order if needed. We can use Add Field when we need to collect additional information from the customer. An example that's common is introducing a new field to collect address info from a customer. In that case, we need to use a multi-line field. The next thing to look at is the booking page settings. Here, we can set up a header, footer, title, and logo for the booking page. Booking page themes is a great companion to booking page settings. We can use these themes and colors to make the booking page look a little more striking. And if you remember, we already saw these on the Workspace booking pages. So now that we've covered Workspace settings, next we'll move on to consultation settings. We're going to add 3 consultations to Vanika Branding USA. The consultation, Content Audit, is a one-on-one session. Vanika Branding staff will get on a call with the customer, assess their website content, and learn the gaps in their content. Content audit is an initial level of discussion. Later, the customer might come back and request a solution. That's when the content strategy session will happen. It's a longer session compared to content audit and, therefore, a paid service. The third consultation that will be part of Vanika Branding USA is a content marketing class online. In this consultation, the agency trains its customers to manage their content marketing on their own. This training will continue for 10 days and is a paid service. To add a consultation, click on the plus button here. First, we'll add Content Audit, which is a one-on-one meeting. Select the workspace as Vanika Branding USA, then enter the name of the consultation as Content Audit. Then select the staff and opt for an online meeting. Next, we'll add a content strategy session. It's a 1 hour, 30-minute session and a paid service costing $500. We'll also, again, opt for an online meeting. Finally, we'll add the third consultation, Content Marketing Class, next. Since it's a class that runs for 10 days and accommodates more than one person, we have to select Group Booking. Add the workspace, name the consultation, enter the start date and time, followed by quantity, which is the maximum limit for people who can join the class. Select Repeat, as the class is going to happen for 10 days. Under Repeat, there are two options, Series and Drop-In. We'll select Series, which indicates that each day's class is a continuation of the previous day's class, and the customer who joins the class pays for the full 10-day session. Drop-In is ideal for classes which are independent of the previous and following classes, where customers can join and pay even for just one day. We'll go for Set Date under Repeat Until, and set the date as October 1st. It's a paid course, and we charge around $900 for it. And now we've added the 3 consultations to Vanika Branding USA. Zoho Bookings offers resource bookings in addition to one-on-one and group bookings, which we'll come to later. Next, let's go to Staff under Basic Setup. We can see 2 staff and the consultations that are assigned to them. If we go into the detail view by clicking on the staff profile, we can see their booking URL. To add new staff, click on this plus button here. The next tab we'll look at is Resource Booking. Vanika Branding is a marketing agency and offers their particular services. But Zoho Bookings is used by businesses that offer equipment or halls or any other physical resource for rental. This is the tab where these businesses can put up their resources for rent. To demonstrate resource bookings, let me add laptop as a resource. Just like how we saw different options for services bookings, we can set up availability and a booking page for resources as well. And that's completed our basic setup. Next, we'll look at the integrations section. First, we'll take a look at the integration for payment gateways. We have popular ones like Stripe and PayPal, and ones like Razorpay that are popular in certain regions. Next, let's see the calendar integrations. We're integrated with Google Calendar, Zoho Calendar, and in case you're using Zoho CRM, we're integrated with Zoho CRM Calendar as well. Lastly, we'll look at the other integrations we have, Zoho Meeting, Zoho CRM, and popular SMS gateways like Twilio and Nexmo. And now we're reaching the last part of our feature walkthrough session, so let's do a small recap. We'll check the booking pages that we have, Vanika Branding Australia, Vanika Branding India, and Vanika Branding USA. The Vanika Branding USA page has picked up a default theme. Note that the page is showing me the slot timings in my time zone, Indian Standard Time. We've enabled Let Customers Select Staff, and therefore we can see that field displayed. If the customer does not select a staff member, one will be auto-assigned for them. The next page is Vanika Branding India. We'd set up a theme for this page, and since I'm the only staff in India, I'm assigned as its staff by default. The third page we see is the Vanika Branding Australia page, which we chose a dark theme for. Narmada is the only staff in Australia, so she was auto-assigned. And now we've completed our feature walkthrough. Note that we used a marketing agency to demonstrate the features of Zoho Bookings, but customers from any industry can use Zoho Bookings. With the many options for customization, like custom labels, every business and industry can make their Zoho Bookings account relevant to their industry. Zoho Bookings is improving every day, and many new features are coming up. Keep using Zoho Bookings and pass on your feedback to us at support@zohobookings.com. You can also ask questions as comments or via chat or email. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.